What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today we have this very, very nice leather holster from Craft Holsters. Now the holster is made for a Glock 17, but I carried it 90% of the time with this Wilson Combat. When Wilson Combat sent me this SFT, it fits in this holster perfect. And who would rather carry, I think everyone would rather carry a Wilson Combat over a Glock unless you are, I don't know, crazy. Alright, so we're going to talk about the features of this holster, then the pros and the cons, what I think of it overall, and this should be a very, very quick video because it's a basic outside the waistband holster. Alright, the leather first. The leather is Italian leather, and I don't know what that means, but it smells really good. And it's high quality, and yeah, I have no complaints. The leather is really, really nice. As far as the stitching, it is not only very aesthetically pleasing. I think the white stitching on the brown mahogany holster looks really, really sharp, but it's also double stitched in the areas that needs to be double stitched to help reinforce it a little bit. As you can tell, it is an outside the waistband holster. It is a pancake style outside the waistband holster, which means it's going to be ideal sitting on your hip around 3 or 4 o'clock. The belt loops are fairly wide apart for a smaller holster, which means the gun and the holster are going to stick tighter to your body. It's not going to stick further out. Obviously, if a holster sticks further out, you may be able to draw a little bit faster, but much harder to conceal. So if this is for like a concealed carry or working around your property thing, I think most people are going to want that gun nice tight to their hip so it doesn't bump into things. And for me, we can't open carry here in Rhode Island, so I put that sweatshirt on. I do like it sticks a little bit closer, and most people do not notice that I am carrying. As far as the belt loops, it's 1.5 inch belt loops, so it's going to fit most of your common belts out there. It does have a half sweat guard here to protect the gun from your sweaty back. And then the other thing I want to point out is the front of the holster here. This section of leather is double reinforced, double stitched, twice the amount of leather and more stitching. And that's significant because my beef with some leather holsters, especially inexpensive leather holsters, as they wear in, this area here folds in. And I've seen a handful of videos, and I've seen it in trainings where someone goes to reholster their gun and this flap folds over and can get in the trigger guard, and that is no good. We don't want accidental discharges. If you don't love this mahogany color like I do, it is also available in black if you prefer that. The last two things that Craft Holster has that I like, they have a 30-day test drive. If you buy this holster, you don't like it, send it back, get your money, and they have a 5-year warranty. My absolute favorite thing is going to be the price. You have a nice, high-quality leather holster for $69. It's not made in China. It is made in Italy, and I think that's a great value for what you get for your money. All right, let's talk about the testing really quick before the pros and the cons. I've had this for probably 3 months now. I was supposed to do the review a while ago, but hey, I got busy. I used it a lot more than I normally would for a holster review. Typically, I would use this like half as much before I'm comfortable doing the review. A lot of it is because this Wilson Combat. I really like this double stack 9mm Wilson Combat SFT, and I've been carrying it pretty much every day and shooting it way more than I need to for the review because it is so nice. I did use the Glock 17 in here as well. I did carry it with the Glock 17 as well. That's what the gun is, the holster is made for. So of course I shot it plenty and carried it a few times, but again, the Wilson Combat is just much, much nicer. We did a lot of concealed carry type drills, of course, drawing from the holster, shooting a couple rounds, reholstering, all that type of stuff. And then I also carried it a whole bunch as well. Besides bringing it to the range a dozen times or so, I carried this thing at least 50 times. It's just very comfortable. I love the way it looks, and I really love that Wilson Combat gun. So that I carried it a lot more, especially now that the cooler weather's coming. I can just put a sweatshirt or a flannel or a hoodie on, cover that gun, be good to go. All right, pros. This is what I have for my pros. I think the biggest pro for me is going to be the value. High-end, nice leather, premium holster with premium features for $69. That's not made in China. The leather itself is very, very nice. The stitching is very, very nice. I like how close it sits to the body. I prefer that for an outside the waistband holster. And I really like that Craft Holsters, not this specific one, I can't say that word, but Craft Holsters has other holsters that work for light bearing and optics ready holsters. And a lot of leather holsters do not have the ability to work with light bearing and optics ready, and I prefer my carry gun to be light bearing and optics ready, so I thought that was cool. The last thing I want to point out as a pro is going to be this reinforced area here. One of the reasons I I'm hesitant with leather holsters because I'm afraid that area is going to break in and fold over, and I just don't want that to happen. And being this is double reinforced, I don't expect that to happen. Cons, I don't really have a con of the holster. The only con I have is my buddies and the two of the guys who work for me. I wore this to work a lot because, again, it's so comfortable and I think it's really, really sharp looking. They made fun of me. They called me names. They called me a FUD for carrying a 1911 and a leather outside the waistband holster. I cried a little bit. And then I got over it because I was carrying a $3,000 Wilson Combat and I didn't care what they had to say. Anyway, overall, it's a cool holster. This is the second holster I reviewed from Craft Holsters. They sent me a really nice shoulder rig that was absolutely gorgeous as well. I was a big fan of that. And this is a very, very high quality holster as well. I don't think I can put any affiliate links down in the video description because I don't think these holsters are sold anywhere. But I will double check, and hopefully if they are sold somewhere, I can put those links down there and maybe find you a good deal if you want to pick one up. But 69 bucks for a leather holster is pretty much a steal to begin with. All right, let me thank Craft Holster real quick. I don't want to forget thanking them for their support, sending this out. Greatly, greatly appreciated. We have some swag. We have shirts. We have patches. If you want to support the channel, that is the best way to do so. When you put one of these shirts on, your coolness goes way up. Your shooting ability goes way up. It's such amazing. Put it on. You're John Wick. It's so cool. Anyway, no more dad jokes. Thank you guys for watching. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. If you think I deserve it, like, comment, free. Helps me out. Helps the algorithms. Cool stuff. If you really think I'm awesome, why don't you subscribe to the channel, enable the bell notifications. Once again, it's free, doesn't hurt, and that really helps me out. I will see you guys next time. Peace!